Now we're going to move on to the next part. As you deliver your speech, right? As someone deliver your speech, you also listen as well as a listener, as an evaluator, right? You evaluate other people. Anyone who stand up here and speak will be evaluated whether they like it or not, because you listen to them. So, in order to proceed to the next session, I have our Toastmaster Johnson to present to you the next session on listening and evaluation. Let us welcome Toastmaster Johnson.
Thanks, Stephen. Now, before I begin on this session on listening and evaluation, I did not prepare any slides. So this one would require interaction from you all and to have a piece of A4 paper. Can you all take out the A4 paper that's inside your respective formulas? Okay, I will be using this. Imagine this to be your A4 paper. And today I'll be only teaching you on 3 simple words. Now, when we talk about listening, why should we need to listen when somebody is speaking here? When you are speaking here, you are preparing your respective material, right? You take your time, you think a lot, and you want to be heard. So as people in the audience, you need to give, in a way, due respect to the person that's standing here. Because when you come up here, you want people to listen to you. Now, a few things, a few tricks of the trade to how to listen properly. Now, the first thing that I want to share with you all today is maybe you can tell me what's this? Triple X. Alright? Triple X, right? Now, the first thing that we talk about when you want to listen, can anybody tell me what is this? For those of you who play games. Crosshair, that's right. When you want to listen to someone, crosshair. Okay, crosshair. Keeping people in your sights. When you want to listen to someone, you need to focus on the person that's in front or the person that's speaking. So for example, if I want to listen to Suganti over here, I will need to look at her and to pay attention to her. And if she's moving about, you keep her in your crosshair. Simple enough. Okay. You are encouraged to write it down if you wish to remember these things, okay? But don't worry, I'll recap this as we go. But one of the things that most of us do when we want to listen or when we are sitting in our nice comfy chairs, we have a very heavy lunch. What do most of us do with our hands? It's also on the board. What do we do with our hands? Wash our hands, good try. We sometimes do something like this. Cross our hands, right? When we tend to cross our hands, okay, we are actually blocking ourselves off. When we cross our hands, it's actually a very defensive pose. It's a very aggressive pose actually. It's like, you don't want to generally listen. You're already, what's this person going to say? It must not be something good. So try to relax yourself. Try to relax yourself. Why? Lifting up your hands and actually taking action. Relax yourself, like what you guys are doing right now. Relax yourself, a comfortable pose. Be receptive, hands open on your tables. It's also good, for example, when you are sitting down, your hands are open like this. Then at least you are able to receive. If you are doing something like this, it tends to be very comfortable and you just slide off and fall asleep, right? Next one, we have keep people in our crosshair. We have do not cross our hands. What's the next thing that we can actually cross? Sorry? Legs. Legs, that's right. We have seen these type of poses before, right? When we sit down, some people like lean back, cross their legs. It's like they're ready to kick someone. Anything coming, I kick like. Okay? So this is also, it's very simple actually. It doesn't require much action. When you are listening to someone, keep them in your sights. we have very distinct earlobes. It keeps them sound coming in tune. So when you keep them in your sight, you can generally listen to what they are saying. Having a expansive pose, crossing your hands or crossing your legs, generally closes you off when you want to listen. So when you come up here to speak, you can actually have a look to see who is actually doing that. When you see somebody is not paying attention, or somebody is crossing their hands or crossing their legs, generally you will need to work a bit harder to get their attention. But nevertheless, as we are all speaking here, we can generally help each other to pay attention and listen. Simple enough. So what's the first one? Focus. Crosshair. Keep them in your sights. Second one? Don't cross your hands. That's right. And do not cross your legs. Simple. 3 simple X's to do that. Now, you have a good sample of what evaluation is about just now. Everyone that have spoken, the mentors have come to encourage you, to give feedback, to give you advice. Now, first few things to take note when you are giving an evaluation. How many of you want to be businessmen and businesswomen in the future? I know there are some pilots, but anybody wants to be businessman or businesswoman? Wow, nobody. Okay, how many of you are in Red Cross or in the Scouts or in any extracurricular activities that work in a group? 1? No? Yes? 3, 4, 5, 6? Okay, good. When we're working in a group, when we perform something, we like to know how we're doing. So when we want to give feedback, there are a few tricks that you can consider in giving your evaluation. Now, another simple word that I'll be coming out for you guys, girls, is that how many of you like pie? Pie, apple pie, peach pie, blueberry pie. Nobody likes pie. Nobody likes dessert. Sorry, Bridget? Okay. Well, then maybe it works to my disadvantage. But the next word that I want to share with you all today is pie. The first P. P stands for praise the positives. Praise the positives. When we are giving a speech or when we are listening to someone, take note of what is good in that particular speech. The way the person is standing, the way the person's voice is coming out. Identify those things. Praise the positive as in you, the traits, the skills, or the things that makes it. It was a good story. For example, when Shakira came out and shared her introduction, I was a baby, the size of this bottle. That was a good introduction, and most of mentors caught that. Even for example, when Deepa was very excited about sharing her story, that excitement is actually a good trait. It's actually a good trait. But what was resulted from it is something else. But excitement is shared when you are presenting a speech. Or for example, when you're sharing a good story, hi Sarah, and she's talking about your friend. Friends, a good content, a good story. So identify what is positive in the respective speech. So it will help you to give positive feedback. Good introduction, as what Colin has shared, the body of your speech, as well as even in terms of the conclusion, the speaking rate. Those are things you can generally look for. Hi.